It costs nothing. Everybody wants more of it, but finding time to get it seems impossible. And we are talking, of course, about sleep. You know, it's recommended that we adults get at least 7 hours of sleep every night, but sometimes it just seems impossible. Is there a way to cheat our way to more sleep? Maybe hack our way to better sleep? With us now with all the answers, Dr. Ken Redcross.
Thank you,
Doc, thanks for coming in, sir.
It's great to be here with you today. You know, you're right. Sleep actually consumes all of us, but you know, sleep is a very active process. Everyone thinks that it's very passive, but it isn't. So it's important that we dive in and figure out some sleep cheats that we can use to make things a little easier.
We all want more sleep. We all want better quality sleep. So I guess let's talk about a few things. We're going to talk maybe about some of the bad things first here.
Yeah, I like this because I want us to look at things that we can actually eliminate that are affecting our sleep. So you'll see two things here that have caffeine. Now, we talked about our love of caffeine. Now, I am actually a tea guy. I think you're a coffee guy.
Right.
But the point is that caffeine isn't all bad, but when you're trying to get that quality of sleep, it can be if you're having caffeine too close to bedtime. So I tell everyone, avoid 2 hours before bedtime at least.
Okay, earlier in the day, better if you're going to take that caffeine hit.
Absolutely.
All right, so with that in mind, what are some things I guess we can do to start enhancing our sleep?
Yeah, you know, something that's also very important is that sleep and our immune system are very closely related, and a lot of us don't recognize that. So one of the things you want to do, especially when you're not getting as much sleep, is you want to boost your immune system.
Okay.
One way to do that is with this particular medicinal mushroom mixture here called AHCC. Now, AHCC is important because it works on both phases of the immune system, okay? Both the innate and the adaptive, so that's huge. The other thing that's important about AHCC is that there's clinical studies behind it. And I'm talking from Yale, Harvard, MD Anderson, so some really reputable institutions that let us understand the importance of boosting up our immune system.
Love the idea, too, that it sources from something natural that we all know, mushrooms.
Absolutely. Very important. And then don't worry if you're not a mushroom lover. It's okay. AHCC does not taste like mushrooms, okay?
Swallow it down, right?
And that's it. So very important.
Encapsulated. All right.
Encapsulated.
Some other natural things that can help us out.
So the other thing I love here, Wyatt, is that food is medicine. You always hear it, but it's true. So as we look here, we see that there's two nuts here. The one that I want to point out are walnuts. Walnuts are important because they're loaded with tryptophan, and tryptophan is that same sleep-inducing hormone that helps us get sleep around Thanksgiving time. I also have almonds. Almonds loaded with magnesium, very important to relax the muscles. Chamomile tea. We all know the importances of tea, right?
Yeah.
Well, here we have a little bit of lavender in there also.
It does smell good.
It does, right? And then I have fish oil. And the important thing with fish oil is that we're finding out that when we're lower in fish oil, or omega-3s, I should say, that we also may have lower melatonin levels. There's actually a kit, and this is at nutrientpower.org, where you can actually order an at-home test kit where you can actually get your omega-3 levels checked. And that's a really big thing because, you know, if you can boost that omega-3 level up, it can make a big difference in our sleep now.
I like that because, you know, when we supplement or take vitamins or whatever, we wonder, like, am I taking enough? Am I taking too much? Here's a way to find out where your level is.
Absolutely, and it's kind of revolutionary, so I thought it was exciting to make sure to share with everyone. You and I were looking here, and you were like, Doc, what are these? These are tart cherries.
Tart cherries.
Yes, tart cherries are actually loaded with melatonin. So you can also, once again, let's look at things that we can look at in our cupboard to really make sure we're making a difference in our sleep.
Man, tasty too, I like that. One last thing, Doc, just for everyone out there watching, two things, I guess. One thing, if you can go natural, you do that. That's next best is supplement. We try to stay as natural as we can, correct?
Yeah, that's the most important thing because you want to keep the things I love to say are closer to the earth. I think that's a lot easier. My whole goal is not to have to pull out my prescription pad.
Right, that's sort of more of a last resort.
Absolutely, it really is. The last thing we should think about too, Wyatt, is we have to think about our bedding. I brought that memory foam pillow because it actually shows in studies that if we don't have the right bedding, I'm talking about the sheets as well, we can have more neck pain and more back pain, which causes a big, big problem for sleep.
We know that's huge too. One last thing, Doc, where can we head for more information on all of this?
Oh, by all means. So feel free to go to my website, which is drredcross.com. I'm also on Facebook at Ken Redcross MD.
That's an amazing name for a doctor. Thanks for all the information.
Thanks for having me, Wyatt.
And we are back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.